Hello, you're very welcome to today's video. My name's Anand, and in today's video I'm going to continue on with the I Lack series. Last week I took a break and did an Osho Zen Tarot reading card, which brought up aloneness. So if you haven't seen it, do check it out, because actually it relates to today's video. Because today we're going to explore I am lonely and how can I get more connection. So before I actually go into today's video, into this topic of I am lonely, my name's Anand and I'm an emotional wellness coach, and I support those weighed down with inner struggles to help uncover their inner richness. And actually this connection is a big one that I've come across with clients. They experience immense loneliness, and even though they may be surrounded by people, this is something that they really encounter. So I'm going to jump straight into it, meaning exploring what is it to mean I am lonely. When you think last week I talked about a card that is called aloneness and brings us into our center, into ourselves, I want to make the distinction between loneliness and aloneness. And Osho talks a lot about this, and there's a lot of videos and talks that you can check out on the Osho International website and their YouTube channel, where Osho talks about the difference between loneliness and aloneness. Aloneness is very fulfilling. Loneliness is where you feel you have no one. You're a little island on your own. No one is connected to you. It's a cold, isolating space to be in, and it's painful. So that's the thing I'm going to look at, but I do want to make the distinction between the two. And loneliness is a feeling of disconnection from others, and I would say a disconnection from yourself as well. Because often you'll hear accounts of people saying, I'm surrounded by people, I'm married, I have a family, I have friends, and I feel lonely. And we are currently living in a loneliness epidemic. So it's not just about a lack of people. It can't be, because if anything, interestingly enough, from the internet, we're more connected than ever. And yet we have this paradox of a loneliness epidemic. So I like to go simple and go, well, if loneliness is a place of where you're on your own, you're a little island on your own, disconnected, and you want more connection, how do you get that more connection? When you feel disconnected, when your feeling is, there's no one there for me. So I'm going to slightly reframe it and ask, are you there for yourself? And your mind might go, oh, fuck it. No, I'm not. A lot of people often aren't. When they feel lonely, they are not connected with themselves. And some will say, well, I don't want to be connected with myself. I'm always with myself. I don't have anyone around me. It's me, myself, and I. So it's a difficult one. It's a challenging situation to be in when someone says, well, are you connected with yourself? And the other person who's feeling lonely says, no, damn you. I'm not connected to myself because I'm always on my own. And yet I will still challenge it that you will need to find a way of connecting with yourself, even if it is me, myself, and I. And a way that you can change that connection is to look at what I call island thinking. I am on my own, there's no one for me. And that may be your current reality. But I will say that you're here and life brought you into this world, so life needs you. Existence needs you. And you might say, well, I don't believe in existence, and that's fine. What I'm sharing may not be the right message for you, but if you feel like, yeah, there is something more than me, there's something more than beyond me, and I'm interested in exploring that, then this video is for you. So how do you move from feeling lonely to becoming connected with yourself, with life around you, and with other people? It's been my experience, both myself and those I've either encountered or observed or worked with, that often someone who feels lonely waits for others to come to them. So the question then is, how much do you move towards others? That's one question to consider. The second thing is, how much do you move towards yourself, doing fulfilling things for yourself? And how much do you connect or move towards nature? Because if you're not ready for people, like people are just a bit too much, then perhaps let's start with, and even if you say, no, I don't want to really connect with myself, for me and for others that I've worked with, actually a really good way of connecting is with nature. Pretty much all of us, when we're out in nature, can feel something. And different parts of nature might work best for you. So you might really like being around water. So I would suggest, when you feel lonely, particularly when you feel lonely, there are two ways you can move away from the loneliness. You can distract yourself and do all the things that you probably might also berate give out to yourself about, whether that's drinking, watching too much TV, binging on food, binging on drink, binging on drugs, whatever it is, gambling, whatever. You can distract yourself that way, but that leaves you actually more empty and more lonely than ever. And you probably know this. Or you can say, I'm really feeling this loneliness, but I also don't want to see people. So then you can go out into nature. So go for a walk by a river or a lake or a pond if you like water. If you like the beach, go to the beach. Or if you like to climb a hill or a mountain, do that. Your loneliness won't disappear per se, but it will disappear for the time that you're in nature, and you will feel your cup begin to fill up. And if you're saying, well, I live in a city, go to a park and look at a flower. Just spend a few minutes looking at a flower. And if you do that whilst feeling lonely, I would love to hear what the experience was like for you. Because if you start to get a taste of, well, for a few moments my loneliness didn't exist, it was just me and the flower. That's a start. And then you can start to build on that. Because that will tell you that you're not an island on your own with no connection with anything. Then you might want to look at, well, what can I do to build up my social connections in person? Yes, there's online, but I don't know if it really fulfills in the way that it promises to. It's easy. You don't have to go outside. You don't have to make much effort. You don't have to get in a car and dress up or get a bus or travel somewhere or do something. It requires more effort to do in-person things, but they're a damn sight more fulfilling. I'm of that generation that's between both worlds, where I knew what it was like pre-internet, pre-digital, and I know what it's like now. And you may be watching this video and you don't know the difference. There are lots of ways of building your social life. There are in-person meetups, there's Eventbrite, there's Meetup, there's clubs, there's notice boards, there's all sorts of things. I don't want to get too prescriptive, but you can find out, well, what things do I enjoy and where can I meet other people to just share in that activity. It doesn't mean you have to talk a lot, but just being in a shared hobby activity can be a really great way of fulfilling yourself, of filling your cup up. And yes, when you walk away, your loneliness might come back again. But again, it pauses. So there's no cure for loneliness that you can get rid of it forever and it never comes back. That's not been my experience. The third way, and this relates to what I talked about last week with this card, aloneness, is connecting with yourself. And the only way I really know how to connect with myself is through meditation. And there are many types of meditations that you can try out. There's heart meditations. So if you're a real feeling person, try a heart meditation. If you are a very active person, do an active meditation. If you're someone who prefers to just sit in silence or, kind of a more passive style, there's mindfulness, there's zazen, there's vipassana, there's so much. Try something, 5-10 minutes a day to start with. That starts to connect you with you. And then it's also noticing or doing small acts of self-care, which I'll talk about in next week's video. I don't want to go into that too much, but small acts of self-care will also help connect you with you. And also small acts of kindness and recognition. Oh, I did something really well today. This person said a nice thing and that's really true for me. I received what they said instead of pushing it away. This all adds to your self-connection. So I hope I've given you enough to start with of understanding I'm lonely and how ways through nature, through social activities, and by connecting with yourself that you can start to experience more self-connection, more inner connection with yourself, with nature, with others. Thank you, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye-bye.